So I want to talk a little bit about miracles, okay? So I was out and about and just really meditating on different experiences, not only that I had personally, but also the way that other people in life, people that I know, but also that I've heard from, are seeing miracles. And the problem we have with a lot of believers is that not a lot of people look at God in a big way. And so what you got to understand about how God is going to work with a miracle, a breakthrough, or something bigger than what you believe God can do is that you've got to think bigger. You've got to accept it and see it in that way. And so a lot of people right now, you're asking, you're praying for things, for deliverance, for breakthrough, and all these different things that are marginally better than your current situation. They're just a little bit more of a blessing. They're just a little bit more possible. But what you got to understand is that God, He wants to glory. He wants to be able to look at your life and say, you know what? I did that. I took you from the bottom to the top. I took you and I moved you in such a way for which nobody else can get credit except the Lord. And so when you're looking at God in a small way, asking for small things, and you want, I'm okay with these things, and you're kind of playing this, 3D chess in your head or whatever it is, He's looking at you saying, you know what? I'm a big God. Don't you want big things for your life? Don't you want to be at a better place, greener pastures? Don't you want the blessing and the tangible thing that I have for you? Don't you want to move mountains? Don't you want to look at your community, your ministry, your fruit? Don't you want to exhibit who Christ is? Don't you want to see it from my perspective? Because I would love to tap into that and use you for big things, but because you're so small in the way that you're looking at your outlook, I can't do anything but that small thing, or I'm just not going to do anything at all so that I can wait on you until you change that perspective, until you look at it and say, you know what? God, you really are real. I see it bigger than this. I dream bigger than this because I want to match your overflow and your cup. Because God, He wants to see it from a bigger perspective. Remember, He wants the glory. He wants to see Himself work in your life. And the way you mitigate that, the way you belittle it, it's not pleasing to Him in some sense. So if this is you right now and you're asking for something, you want something, think big. Look at it from a gigantic perspective. Look at it and see, how is God going to really play out the story in my life? Because I have something. God has a plan for your life. And for you to sit there and doubt that, for you to sit there, just like how I just scratched my head, for you to look at that and say, you know what, maybe God doesn't love me. And you have these doubts, these waves, these emotional sort of things. You're like kind of anxious and kind of back and forth in the way that you have your stability in your life in Christ. God doesn't want it that way. He wants to do big things. It doesn't mean that you're going to get $1 billion and just, all that, but rather what it is your reality, your perspective, how you're looking at it from this point of view. Like, look at this ground. Look at how, like, if you saw an ant over here, right, you wouldn't know it. But God, He sees it from a big perspective. From us, we're this ant or wherever it is, and we're looking at this like little rock next to us thinking like, this is so hard, life is so hard. But God, He sees the bigger picture. He sees the sky. He sees the buildings around you. He sees all of these other things, and He's calculating those things when you are looking at that small, dinky rock that's like on the ground right in front of you. Doesn't matter. It's too small for the Lord. And I'm not saying that you can see it from how God sees it in the big picture, but to believe and have your faith, your heart open to Him, to say, you know what, Lord, I know you can do something bigger. I know that you can work in my life. I know that my life in the littlest things, it doesn't compare to the way that you see it. So you've got to think bigger. So this is an encouragement. This is an exhortation to many of you guys that are looking at life from a tiny perspective. Get bigger, think bigger, and accept that God can do that. Don't say, this false humility and say, you know what, maybe if God doesn't want this and that, that's okay. It's not that. What you've got to do is accept the will of God for your life. And if that means, something small for a time, that's fine. But the will of God could be something big, and you have to accept it. Break out of boxing God in. Break out of that shell to say, you know what, God, I'm limiting Him. Don't limit God. You have to see God as a big entity, this omnipotent, omnipresent being that is over everything, sovereign over everything. He's a big, good God, and He wants to be big in your life. be encouraged, guys. You guys know I'm doing a 40-day inspiration series. Would love you guys to support your engagement as well as your help with fundraising. My link is down below if you guys want to help me. We're not near that goal yet. We're hitting milestones, but we're still yet to hit the big goal. So love you guys. Be encouraged. More to come. Talk to you guys very soon.